about it. This was Dave's fault. King of the South. Dave was hooting and hollering about his love for FSU today on Twitter and in the
Oh
Discord
yeah, so much love.
after they land the wide receiver Keon Coleman from Michigan State. Massive pickup. Absolutely huge to add on to what was already a hell of a transfer portal class. And look, you gotta give the nod when the credit's due, and they've done a good job. I hate to say it, but they have. And I know a lot of people. I know you were frustrated about the Keon Coleman and not even visiting Florida and not possibly landing him. Look, it's the same reason why we lost Hendo. We talked about Keon. The reason why he left Michigan State was because of the quarterback situation. You don't look in Florida and be like, that's where I'm headed. Especially if your concern is quarterback situation. Jordan Travis, for a lot of people, is a favorite to be a Heisman. Not for everyone, but for most. He's a favorite to be a first-round draft pick. I think like 31st. Late first round, but first-round draft pick. So if you're a wide receiver, I think he was the second highest rated in the portal at this time, and you know what you're trying to do, and your co-wide receiver at Michigan State just went into the draft second round, high draft with the pretty healthy wide receiver class. And to be fair, I didn't know who that kid was coming out of Michigan State. Knew the other guys, didn't know him. So I don't hate. I'm not mad at him. It's a good business decision, and we really can't be mad at him for not choosing Florida. We can't be mad at Florida for not getting him. The situations aren't in the cards right now for Florida to land that type of talent. It is what it is. But yeah, they crushed it in the portal. They're putting the big three to work, and they're not far behind in recruiting either. It sucks to watch, Dave. What's going on, Dave? Hug me.
You can blame Dan Mullen for that one. When they were down, we didn't apparently we didn't take advantage of that. But look, when you look at the transfer portal and you look at the big three alone, like you have to tip your cap to Florida State. They completely dominated that portal. Now, of course, you don't want to build your class just off the transfer portal. Like you want to be able to recruit pretty good in high school along with that. I mean, we've seen that happen with Dan Mullen. Didn't really work out that much. You look at Tennessee. You always want to use the transfer portal as a band-aid for a position that maybe be thin, and maybe you can have a guy come in for maybe a year and supplement that certain position for depth. Or if it's a really good, like in Florida State's case, it was about 4 really good players. I would really say that they probably only got like 2 or 3 good players out of that. I'm not a big Jaheim Bell person. I've looked at his statistics. I've seen him play. I don't see what everybody else sees in him, but I mean, there's skill there, I guess, whatever. But you look at what they recruited in the transfer portal, and they're just stacking. They're just stacking from the transfer portal. They're not even really using them as like fillers for spots. And that's usually what people use the transfer portal for. Like if you're trying to assemble a class like Tennessee did, they lost all those guys. They had a coaching change. You bring in transfers for a couple years to supplement spots until you can get recruiting on a right track in high school. Same thing with Florida State, but except their coach has been there for a while and their recruiting hasn't been that good. So what do? You go to the transfer portal, you get some NIL money, and you get some guys from there. And hey, look, they killed the big three in the portal. There were some guys that in the portal that I would have liked to have taken. Coleman was one of them, but I knew he was way out of there when we didn't even seem like we never even got a visit or even had any contact with him. But I mean, you got to tip your cap to Florida State. I mean, they killed it, but it doesn't mean that they're going to kill a season because they're still going to find a way to lose and not get in the playoff. So
I hope they do. I really do.
That was for Holly.
Yeah. I hope they do. But look, he's on a high right now, man, as he should be. They're doing everything right.